intro. Hi all, welcome back to my channel. I've been lucky this year and last year that I've had a really good success on YouTube, and I've met a lot of great people, and I've surpassed 150 subs, but I didn't know what to do for the video, so I decided maybe it'd be neat if I did a room tour. So this is kind of a thank you to everybody who has watched my videos, subscribed, and I hope you like it. Thank you again, and let's start the show. Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the entrance to my red room, my car room. We'll go in and I'll give you just a quick tour on what's here, and then I'll take you section by section. These, of course, are my Ferraris. Some cars I haven't been able to put away yet. Some other Ferraris. This is my Porsche and Mercedes section, plus some of my race cars. This is my Formula 1 section. Just a sampling of it. The cabinet that they're in I had to custom build and then bring it in and then reassemble it, and for sure you guys remember those are the zingers, and then the old funny cars. So that's just a small selection of what I have, and of course this is my 143rd cabinet that I had to also custom build because I didn't find any I liked, so I had to make one, I guess. And some of my more Formula 1 models. The bottom ones here are Schucos, and then you have Triskel Miniatures and Exauto, and CMCs are up top. But we'll look at those a little bit later. I'll move you to my 164 section. We'll take a look at tows first. Of course, this is just a small shelf I have of slat wall. Some of the vehicles that I've done already and some that I haven't. For videos, you can see some majorettes. Nice selection of Ferraris, and of course you got some. Let's see if they can come out okay. So I guess. But this is my Plano cases, and some of them are, I did the video on the ones you see there. Some of my 164th, and of course no particular order. These are really cute and they're nice and die cast, but they've been kind of discontinued and kind of not, depending on where you live. parts right there. Some of my matchboxes. Of course, these are my Ferraris. I don't have all of them, but I have a good section of them. Of course, this is my workspace, work table. Nothing too spectacular there. And of course, you've got some of my oddball stuff. Got Hot Wheels, various other. And then this is, I'll just go straight down with what's there. Got my Zurus, Hot Wheels, Matchbox. None of them are in any real particular order. Those are the Fat Boys I did a video on a very long time ago. Still some of my favorite diecasts. I wish I could still find them. Of course, some of the newer cars that have just come out recently. A mishmash of 1/64th, and those are usually all just the cars I like. So I'll move you to one of the first cabinets, so we'll take a look at the cars in there. So this is where I keep usually my my 1/18th classics, and I also like collecting magnifying glasses and various ones. There's a Ricoh BMW Dixie. It's very nicely done, very nice car. I'll move you down to the next shelf, which has a Maisto, a Mercedes, then a Sunstar Porsche, which is the black one, and then in front of that is a Norev. I think that one's the BMW. I might be wrong about that. Let's see what we got here. No, it's a Peugeot 302. Sorry, all my French guys. Of course, that's a Signature. It's a beautiful model. Very big. Very big. And I'll move you down to the next one. Then we got a Sunstar Cadillac. In the back are two Ricoh Porsche, and that's, I think, the BMW behind there, and that's a Ricoh Wanderer. First we'll go down to the next one, which is Signatures, Ansons, and they're very beautiful classic cars. And of course the last one are all Ansons, except for that's a Motor City Classics Cadillac KB, I think it is. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while since I've actually looked at it, but that's in that case. The black and the gray one in front are both identical cars, just different colors. Of course, you got Mercedes Peerless. Here's some of the 1/18ths that I do have in those classic range, and I'll move you to another cabinet. And this is another cabinet of like classic cars that I do have. You can see those are all Hatchet, I think, is the magazines, but I think they're all primarily IXO. Except for the Moskvich, Delahaye's. Now these two larger cars here are all Mini Champs resin. Their masterpiece, I think, collection. And they're both very beautiful, very fragile, but sealed bodies. The shelf below it, I have my Alfa Romeos, which that's a Mini Champs. Then the one behind is a CMC. And of course some of the smaller one, Lancias, that I did a video on a while ago. The next one down is all my Bugattis. There's all Solitos, except the top one's a Hatchet. Of course, that's a CMC. Then another CMC. And then below that are some of my classic Mercedes. So you can see it's also CMC and CMC, and then some Solitos, and I think those are New Rays. So again, those are some of my more higher end models, which is my CMCs. Of course, CMCs. Mini Champs and CMCs. Of course, Mini Champs and classic Hatchets. I'll move you guys to another cabinet. And this cabinet's a smaller one, so that carries my Ferrari models. The front one, the red one, is a CMC 250. Of course, the front one is a Hot Wheels, the Elite Series. And below that is a FXX, also a Hot Wheels, the yellow one. And in front of that is a BBR Enzo. It's the Enzo F, the custom Ferrari color, designed for a specific client. Really super expensive, super high end. And of course, and these two are both Kyoshos, the 250, and then of course the I can't remember now, 365 I think it is, the Daytona, and of course some Hot Wheels and Corky and stuff like that to round it out. And I'll bring you to, everybody has to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, why not? And those are Ghostbusters by Playmobil. I gotta say, they are super well done, super nice. Now bring it around to the front, because you got the top car is, of course, I've done that video on this one here, but I'll move it aside. And this one here is one of my favorites, 1/18 scale. Everything's fully open, and that's done by Precision True Scale Miniatures. I'm sorry. Carousel One was another company who did this one, but they went under, and they decided, True Scale Miniatures decided to make this one, and it is a gorgeous model. Very, very nicely done. I'll move you guys over to another cabinet. There's a, and this cabinet here is also my higher end models is a 250. The white one is the 250 Testarossa, and in front of it is of course the 375, and below that are CMC Ferraris, and this one is a GMP one, and of course below that are 312, I think, and the other one, that one also in the front, the other red one is a GMP, and these two, the one right here is a BBR. Again, very beautiful model. So that's these cabinets. And on top of my main Ferrari cabinet, I have some Herpa, Kyosho, and those two are by Hot Wheels, and these two are also by Hot Wheels. And these are just some of the Porsches I have by various different manufacturers. This one, the top one, is very nice. That's by Mini Champs. And that one's by Kyosho. I'll bring you around to the front. Of course, those are by Brum. It's just a little Porsche. The yellow one, I'm sorry, is by Art Model. This one is by Look Smart. These two are by Kyosho. Of course, that's the look of the front of the last cabinet I just showed. And I'll move you to the bottom cabinet. Oh, before I do, here's some odds and ends Star Wars stuff. Mandalorian Walker. Had to get them, they were really neat. Alright, I'll go to the next one. I really don't know how well these are gonna come out, but I'll just go slowly pan. Hopefully there's just enough light to see what's in there. They're all pretty much Hot Wheels for the Elite when they did it. A really nice 133rd in the back. That's a BBR one. A lot of best, a lot of bang models. Of course, that's the next shelf here. Down, same thing. A lot of my Hot Wheels Elite Ferraris. The white ones, I think, Ertl, if I remember correctly. That red one's a Joe F. Of course, there's the Toyota that I did, and the two Mercedes, and the blue one is a Schuko Porsche, which I'll eventually do a review on, but for now you can see. And then of course some more of my classics. I have, that's a Rico, Mini Champs, Revels, Ertl Authentics, Zephyr, beautiful car, beautifully done. My Maisto Mercedes 300s. And a few odds and ends. I'll move you to a different cabinet. And now the next cabinet is pretty much my Porsche, Mercedes, racing cars, and various other ones. Let's see, these, the type C, D, they're both the auto unions, they're both by CMC. The back one is Revell. And this Can-Am one here is by Exauto. I don't know if you can see how, let's see if I can get it closer, how well they're done, how intricate everything is. This one I actually bought with a collection of cars, and it only cost me about $50. Usually they go for around $300, because the lady was having issues with her husband, who was out there blind and has ended up in jail, and that was part of his Porsche collection. So I managed to snag it only for $50. The only difference is that there's a small little window that goes in the front. I have it, I just have to reglue it. But for now, I don't bother. And this Sunoco one is a Mini Champs. It's the same type of Can-Am car. And the one next to it, of course, is a Mini Champs too. Same level of very nice detail on that, but not as, of course, as detailed as those. The next shelf down is most of my Porsches. You have Mini Champs, Exauto in the front, Mini Champs. Some of you might remember that one is a Steve McQueen, the 48 one that he raced. Some 1/43rd Mini Champs in the back. That's True Scale Miniatures Porsche. You could fully disassemble the body to see everything there, but I usually just keep it the way it is. And these are my CMC Mercedes. As you can see, the Blue Wonder. One of that was the second CMC I ever got. The first one was, of course, sitting on top of it. And if you ever get a chance to buy one, no matter what scale, they're beautiful trucks. And these are all the Mini Champs Formula 1s. No, I'm sorry, not Mini Champs. CMC all Formula 1s. All the Mercedes of the years that did come out with. They are incredibly beautiful cars, very nicely detailed, and very expensive. So, now we got some more Porsches down below. It's a Mini Champs. Behind is Mini Champs, or Paul's Model Art, however you want to call it. Auto Art, Exauto. That Porsche is by True Scale. The the light, to the light. There we go. And that's also an Exoto. Of course, these are mini champs in front. Let's see if that helped any. Of course, that's an Auto Art long tail Porsche 917. That's the Pink Pig. And let's see if I could scroll back. You can see in the behind there is the Schuko Porsche Transporter 1/18. Huge, 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 huge. Of course, also a 917 behind. Another one behind that one, white one. And I'll move down to the next shelf. The next shelf down is an Aston Martin, a Jaguar F40. Some more Can-Am cars. And of course you got the DTM Porsches on the shelf below. McLaren long tail. There's a nice Toyota, Mercedes, German DTMs. This Mercedes here is a beautiful one, and it's done by Rico. Of course, there's the Maserati by CMC, and there's a Grand Sport. That's the convertible one. That's a dirty version by Exoto. That's also by Exoto. She got a Cobra by Exoto. And the one behind it, the Corvette Grand Sport, I think it is. And then you got Corvette, that's by Carousel 1. Kyosho Lancia 35. There's the Stratus. You can't have a collection without the Stratus. Now I'll go behind the cabinet because there's a couple cars that are still hidden there. Of course, that's the Porsches that it's also mini champs, auto art, and these are some beautiful Lancias, or I'm sorry, Alfa Romeos that also raced in the DTM, or German touring car, I think it is. And that's Keke Rosberg's last car when he, I'm not sure if he owned the team or drove the team, but that's his last DTM Opel. So that's some of those cars. Now I'll close up this side and we'll move on to the other side. See if you could take a closer look on how big that Porsche is. It's immense. Well, this here is a beautiful model from Exoto. I do like it a lot. The Cobra. And that's the Carousel 1 Corvette. Also a beautifully done car. Alright, well, we'll move on to the 143rds. Well, I'll start at the top, see how well that goes. These are some of my Corgi buses. I will eventually do some reviews on them. This one here is a dinky one. And of course down below are some trucks, all various manufacturers. A lot of Lido, and of course building the ultimate, we'll know those ones. Matchbox trucks, and of course the Russians. The next shelf down is a lot of the, this is an Exoto, it's Ebro, various different racing models that I do have. Some Lolas, Simca, there's GT40. And we'll down go again. One shelf. Like I said, various different Porsches and racing models that I do have. And this video is going to be long enough. I don't want to start naming them all off. Here are some more racing models I have. Some Corvette Grand Sports. Of course, my Matchbox car transporters. And then some classic Porsches, Jaguars, Ferraris. These are my Jaguars. On my D-types. Can't have too many D-types. And behind it is some dinky toys, Formula 1s. Don't know how well they're going to show up, but we'll move down to the next one, which is a lot of my transporters. Some more British cars on it. Various ones I have. You got Dickie, Matchbox. And of course, we'll move down to the next level. Ooh, I'm getting too old for this. Some of them are Norev, Mini Champs, Solitos. See if you can get in behind to see. I'm sure some of you will recognize them. Excuse me. This is the Russian section. Russian made die casts. I love them. They're beautiful. Of course, various other ones. And behind. It's a whole mishmash of cars. I don't really have any themes on how they are. It's just I put them wherever I have room, so might seem scatterbrained, but that's just the way it is. I'll move one shelf down. These are my mainly Solitos, Matchbox of yesteryears. Some Dinkies, some early Corkies, but a lot more Matchbox of yesteryears and Solitos. One thing I gotta say, it's very cramped in here, so and these are, of course, my a little bit of construction, and of course the military models that I do have. I'll move down to the next shelf. That's a lot of more of my transporters, construction, Corgis, Dinkies, Shinsei, Majorettes, Dinky, and the very last shelf, hopefully it comes out enough. Let's see, there we go. More construction models, trucks, Dinky and Corky stuff, Matchbox, it's a Conrad model crane, not fully extended yet, but there's that some Seiko and Matchbox. It's another Seiko Max Scroll. It's a very nice crane, extends out quite a bit. I will eventually do a proper review on that one. But that is the 143rd and so cabinet. Alright, the next small little cabinet holds a Lancia D50 by CMC, 250F Maserati by, of course, CMC, and then of course there's little Solitos and stuff. Now these two are Tyrrell 6-wheelers that they only used for one season before they got outlawed. This one is an Exoto. The one behind there, as I said, was a true scale. Very beautiful models. Very nicely done. It's got Hot Wheels, an Onyx, small one behind there. These two here are two Coopers by Schuco. Now, those of you who are from Australia know Bionte. Bionte had, I hope I'm saying that right, had advertised that they made these or were going to make them, and people were waiting for them. And what had happened was that wherever their molds were in China, something happened with the manufacturer, so they lost the molds to it. And when everything was sold, Schuco bought them up, and they decided to make these two models. And Bionte lost out on it. So I guess technically you could say they are still Biontes because it is their molds. But they are just simply gorgeous models. Beautiful opening features where the engine opens. The front panel comes off. A amazing little models. So now I'll move you on to a couple other cars I have in cases. Alright everyone, well in this cabinet here I have all my Formula 1 cars. You can see there's some Renaults. This of course, this is my Lotus selection. There's an Exoto, and then you've got Corzos, and these two are really beautiful. They're Sparks, and those last ones are Corzos. And of course, some more Lotus. That one there is an Auto Art, very beautiful, and that's a true scale. And on top of there is also a true scale. And of course we get into conventional racing, which is, let's see if I can turn on the light a little bit. That'll help. Oh, there we go. Those are my all the Williams cars. Of course, these are all 1/18ths, of course. Shift out a little bit because we still got more Williams down below. And of course we get to what used to be my favorite team, and I still wish they were around, which was Benetton. The only reason I liked them is they were pioneers in Formula 1, how they designed their cars, and my favorite driver was and still is Michael Schumacher. And I have quite a few of his racing cars these are all Paul's Model Art, Mini Champs, whatever you want to call them. And that one there is his first car he raced in for Benetton, the B192. And those are probably one of the first Formula 1 car I got was, not this particular one, I have that one in a different case, but that one was very wicked. It has removable panels and parts and stuff like that. I'll eventually make a video for it. I'll bring it down one more shelf. Another Benetton. And then of course we get into McLarens, which of course James Hunt was my favorite driver of that time. And if you ever see the movie Rush, go ahead. That's a wicked movie. I recommend it highly. Those are all Mini Champs. And these two here are both Spark. Or no, not. Yes, Spark. They're gorgeous. They're all resin, but they're actually quite heavy. And we'll go into, of course, more McLarens. And then we got the oddball stuff, which is Red Bulls, the earlier stuff. Got some more McLarens. And then get into the Jordan. That's the Michael Schumacher one. Resort F1s. Lacey's winning Renault. Was that Lacey? No, for Alonso. I'm sorry, for Fernando Alonso. And I'll pause. I'll move my glass out of the way, and we'll take a look at the center shelf. Well, up here, I also like Terrell. So here are my Terrells. This one's from True Scale Mini Champs, and that one is from Exoto. There's some 143 versions of them, of course. I'll bring you down to one more shelf I didn't show you that is really neat ones are that Matchbox Transporter with their cars and stuff like that. And this one is Jim Clark's Lotus from the IndyCar. This one is a really beautiful model, and it the panels come off and everything like that, and it's actually, if you want to look, you could see it's offset because they're going around the corner, so that's how it was done. It's a very beautiful car. I will do a video on that model one of these days. So now we got some more little oddball stuff. That's a Marge model. It's a nice Matra. And these ones are really cool. They're by Auto Art. In 1/18th, that's the Honda Racing, Richie Ginther. That one's a Spark, and that's a Corso, and behind it is also the 1/18th version Auto Art. And this is my transporter with some cars and some 143rd Formula Ones that I have. See if I can get towards that way a little bit. I'll have to move the glass doors again, and you can see a little bit further. Because then we'll have to get into some of my Ferraris. So I'm going to reposition, and I'll be right back. So up here we've got another Lotus and some other various Formula One cars, like a Brabham. That one's by Spark. It is also really gorgeous. This one here is a Carousel One. And there's some Alfa Romeos, some more beautiful cars by Mini Champs and by True Scale. And there's some more Formula Ones in 1/18th. These are all, of course, the 143rds. And now we got into my most favorite class, which is the Ferraris. These ones here are 143rds. All various different ones. And here are my prized 1/18ths. This one here is a Hot Wheels. It's actually really beautiful. One of the last kind of ones that they made before they lost the license. That's an Exoto. some IXOs. Of course, we got Spark, and that bigger one is a Look Smart in resin. And then I'll take you down one more shelf, and that is the CMC Ferrari 500 F2, and then of course these are Exotos. So short nose, it's really nice. It comes with kind of a Lexan cover, so you could display the engine without getting it dirty, and then the actual engines are behind. Of course, out of my Ferrari collection, I would say this one here is my prized possession, which is a big Bartoletti transporter. I have the 3 sharp-nosed Ferraris that came with them, one in the back. You can see maybe back there, I don't know if you can or not. It's there. This is an incredibly a gorgeous vehicle, where, you know, it's super insanely delicate, so I try not to open any of the panels. I'll go down, and these are my Mini Champs Hot Wheels. All pretty much a good majority of them were the Michael Schumachers when he switched to Ferrari. First, that's an Exoto. You can see the level of detail that they do. Come back. And that's the Kimi Räikkönen Ferrari where he won the championship. Of course, here's the more recent one. I think that was the 2019 one. I'm still missing the 2020. I have to still get that one, but I'm in a major big hurry for it. Now, for all you IndyCar fans, you'll like these. They're all by Carousel One, except the one in the back one. That one is by Mini Champs. Here's McLaren's. Back one there is an Action. All by Carousel Ones. And there are some of the Watson Roadsters and all the other ones. Let's see. It's a darker color, so there we go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my 1/18th Formula One and IndyCar collection. And I'll pause the video and be right back. I'll do one quick swing around, I guess, and just to show you what's how the room kind of looks. And like I said, this cabinet here, I had to build it, kind of slide it into, take it apart and put it back together. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this room tour video, and I will see you all in the next one.